अस्सलाम स्टूडेंट CS61014 614 डाटा वेयर हाउसिंग के मिड टर्म के MCQs लेकर आपके पास हाजिर हैं स्टूडेंट। ये जो आपको MCQs शो करेंगे, ये मिड टर्म के अगर आप प्रिपेयर कर लेते हैं मिड टर्म के लिए तो आपका एग्ज़ाम बहुत अच्छा होगा इंशाल्लाह। फुल मार्क इसमें मिड टर्म में आपके MCQs में आने की तवक्को है। चलिए शुरू करते हैं। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, ऑनलाइन एक्सट्रैक्शन इज ए काइंड ऑफ फिजिकल डाटा एक्सट्रैक्शन। इन 1970 saw the advent of disk storage DAST. In context of data warehouse, normally it becomes difficult to extract data from different sources because these sources are normally heterogeneous. Which of the following is not a task of data transformation? Full data refresh. Which of the following is not an Ohm's law of data quality? Data duplication can be harmful for the organization. Flat files are one of the prevalent structures used in offline data. Which of the following is not one of the advantages of chain data capture? CDC. Limited query interface is required for data extraction. The most common range partitioning is on data. The relation is said to be in first normal form if it does not contain multi-valued column. In a fully normalized database, too many joins are required. In the data warehouse, data is collection from heterogeneous sources. Denormalization is more like a controlled crash with the aim to enhance without loss of information. Quality improvement is making all effort to increase effectiveness and efficiency. Wisdom is the application of intelligence and experience to get common goals. In the data transformation, enrichment page is the arrangement and simplification of individual. Grain of a fact table means the meaning of one fact table row. Normalization reduce redundancy. Which of the following is not an example of typical grain normalized attributes? Multi-dimensional database typically use proprietary file formats to store pre-summarized cube structure. Whole app provides a combination of relation database access and cube data structure. Data warehouse provides the best support for analysis while OLAP carries out the analysis task. Vertical splitting involves splitting a table by columns so that a group of columns is placed. OLAP implementation are highly completely denormalized. In each cell of relation R contains a single value, no repeating. Then it is in relation R in first normal form. Which kind of relationship is captured by factless fact table? Many to many. Which of the following is not an example of dimension? Sale volume is not the example of dimension. Which people criticize dimensional modeling as data mart? Those who consider business process as data marts. In a fully normalized form, too many joins are required. Which of the following is an example of non-additive fact discount in percentage? Which of the following is not a cube operation? NCSQL. DOLAP allows download of cube structures to a desktop platform. ROLAP provides access to information via relation database using NCSQL. Expression partitioning is usually deployed when expression can be used to group data. Taken jointly, the extract programs and naturally evolving system formed a higher spider web known as legacy system architecture. The data has to be checked, cleaned, and transformed into a unified format. Suppose in a system the value of phone number attribute stored in countrywide phone format, blah blah blah. इसका one to many element transformation. In decision support system, ease of use is achieved by denormalization. Which of the following is one of the methods to simplify an ER model? Denormalization. In ETL process, data transformation include data cleansing. Non-uniform use of abbreviation units and value refers to syntactically dirty data. Suppose the size of the attribute computerized CNSI number is changed to another database. Transformation refers to format revision. The divide and conquer cube partition approach helps alleviate the implementation of MOLAP implementation. Scalability है. Identify the true statement. ये सारी true all of the dash. Vertical splitting can be used when some columns are rarely accessed. Which of the following is an example of derived attribute? Age is the example of derived attribute. The online high performance transaction processing was involved in 1975. Cube is a logical identity containing values of certain logical aggregation level at an intersection of a combination of dimension. Which of the following is true regarding entity relation modeling? All of the givens are a facilitates a mobile computing paradigm DOLAB. The main reason of the increase in cube size may be all of the सारे हैं ये. Suppose the amount of data recorded in an organization is double in year exponentially. This increase in exponential. The data in the data warehouse is non-volatile. Dimension model dimension model models the macro relationship among data elements with an overall deterministic methodology. Timestamps dash timestamps technique requires a separate column to specify the time and date. Which of the determinized techniques squeezes master table into detailed pre-joining? Denormalization can help all of the given. The domain of gender field the non-primary key इसका आंसर. Which of the following is not a data quality validation technique? Indexes. The technique can be used when column from one table of frequency access like a large scale join in conjunction with a column from another table, adding redundant column. Data cleansing requires environment domain expert because domain knowledge is required to correct memory. Relation database allow you to navigate the data in any direction that is appropriate. History is excellent predicator of the future. Denormalization is the process of selectively transforming a normalized relation into unnormalized. Reduce query processing time. Data warehouse gives total view of organization. Suppose in a system possible value blah 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 is answer a one-to-one scalar transformation. Enrichment is one of the basic tasks in data transformation. Which of the following is not a technique of denormalization? ER modeling. Which of the following is an example of additive facts sales amount? Robotic libraries are needed for data warehouse. Normally rollup is implemented using star schema. Relation R will be in second normal form if it is in first normal form. Each non-key attribute is dependent upon entire primary key. In extract load transform ELT process, data transformation takes place on the data warehouse server. Node of a B tree is stored in memory block and traversing a B tree involves O log n. The dimensions get less detailed, every cubes get smaller. Which of the following is not a technique to change data CDC in currently modern system dimension modeling? The trade-offs of denormalizations are ये सारे हैं all of. If actual data structure does not conform to documented formats, then it is called syntactically dirty data. Header size reduce allow rows per back. This is vertical splitting. Break a table into multiple tables based on upon column value. Horizontal split. Which of the following not example of derived attribute? Height, age वगैरह है. Height नहीं है derived attribute में. Which of the following not example of derived attribute? ये वही दोबारा आ गया. If a table is expected to have 6 columns but some all of the regard do not have 6 columns, then it is syntactically dirty data. MDX by Microsoft is example of इनमें से कोई भी नहीं है. The growth of master file magnetic exploded around 1960. If one or more record in a relation database do not satisfy one of the more integrity constraints, then it is semantically dirty data. OLAP is analytical processing. One of the possible issues faced by web scripting is web page may contain junk data. Which is the following example of dimension product? OLTP system is always good at evolving data. In case of multiple sources of some element, we need to prioritize system per element based ranking. This process is called ranking. One feature of change CDC is it can automate the transformation of extracted data. In dash star schema, SQL generation is vastly simplified for front-end tools when the data is highly structured. Dirty data means data does not conform to proper domain definition. In context of CDC, sometimes a change table object can be used. Sometimes during data collection, complete entities are missed. Statement is missing tuple. Table collapsing technique is applied in case of one by one relation, many to many relation. With the for example of dimension ये सब है. Data warehouse store historical data. Business process covered by ER diagram do not coexist in time and space. The main goal of normalization is to eliminate data redundancy. Serious data cleansing involves decomposition resembling the data. In data warehouse environment, the data is subject oriented. For large record space and large number of records, runtime of the clustering algorithm prohibitive. Data duplication can result in costly errors such as uh, the degree to which values are present in the attribute that requires them, known as completeness. The complexity of key creation process is basic sorted BSN method ON, which is the following example of slowly changing dimension inheritance. Dash max operator proves useful in more complex matrix. In OLAP, the typical write operation is bulk insertion. The issue of adding redundant column includes the sub. Data warehouse is applicable in profitability analysis. The hardware's utilization in data warehouse environment is full or not at all. Time variant is characteristic data warehouse, which means data load in data warehouse will be time span, in which class of aggregate average function can be placed algebraic. Consider the following example. इसका M scale answer. The application of data information leads to knowledge. अच्छा स्टूडेंट, इसी से मैंने भी अपने सेमेस्टर में इसी से तैयार करके फाइल से बड़े अच्छे मार्क्स लिए थे. 90% मेरे मार्क्स आए थे मिड टर्म में. अच्छा स्टूडेंट, ये है नेक्स्ट है एप्लीकेशन ऑफ डाटा इंफॉर्मेशन लीड टू नॉलेज. डैश सेग्रीगेट हॉरिजॉन्टल स्प्लिटिंग टेक्निक segregate data into separate partitions. Partial dependency should not be present in a relation. इसका आंसर का जवाब है मर्ज पर्ज प्रॉब्लम. This problem knows a merge purge problem. The data perspective in all operation, historical and detailed. Simpler scalar transformation is one-to-one mapping. Triggers can be created in operational system to keep tracks of. Development of data warehouse is hard because data sources are usually in a decision support environment. The decision maker is inserted in big picture. Information can answer questions like what OLAP implementation fully normalized. Which logical extraction has significant importance? Incremental extraction. Consider following student table and identify column with causes table not in the first normal form. STD hobbies. Analytic processing using multi-level aggregates, which is not a class of anomaly, is falling dirty anomalies. Dash is a system of activity that shows conformance of product to pre-quality assurance. The two interesting examples of quality dimension can be make use of main operator or believability and appropriate amount of data. Data in a database or data warehouse has no actual value. OLTP environment is selectively the selectivity is high and low in data warehouse, which is not a characteristic of data quality reliability. If a product meets formally defined requirements specification just fails to be the requirements were defective. Variation R will be in third normal form. If it is in second normal form and non-key column is non-key transitive depend upon its primary key. Decision support system queries deal with the number of columns spanning across multiple tables. Normalization is used to reduce redundancy. The end user of data warehouses are business executive. Which one are the collectors of data warehouse query use multiple tables? Assume a company with a multi-million row customer table. ON. Web scraping is the process of applying screen scraping technique, which is not an issue or roll up in the following. Standard hierarchy or dimension is not an issue. ये answer है. One of the fundamental purposes of denormalization is to reduce the number of physical tables. Volatile is not the characteristics of data warehouse. which is not a step of data cleansing procedure aggregation. Instance matching between different sources is achieved by standard equijoin. An ad hoc access of data warehouse means that does not have predefined database pattern. OLTP environment, the size of table is relatively small. Timeliness is the measure of how current and up-to-date data is. The process of converting an entity relation model is a dimension model of 4. A pattern is defined over a group of records. Uniqueness is known as state of being only one. Which of the following is not an example of fact account number? इनमें से account number. Dash. Intrinsic data quality is the degree to which data security reflects the real world. Which of the following, which one among the following data warehouse containing long period insurance data warehouse? A dash, a junk dimension is the collection of random transaction record flags. Data warehouse is about taking collection data from different sources, homogeneous, taking jointly extract from naturally evolving system from a spider web and legacy system architecture. It is observed that every year the amount of data recorded in an organization doubles. The user of data warehouse are knowledge workers. In the other words, they are decision makers. Node of a B tree is stored in the memory block traversing a B node in bar O log n. In OLTP systems, content change with time. The growth of master files migrated to uploaded 1960, mid 1960. Relation database allow you to navigate the data in any direction. Naturally evolving architecture occurred when an organization had an approach to handling the whole process of the hardware or software architecture relaxed. Organization had a relaxed approach. Data warehouse gives total view of organization. Suppose the amount of data recorded doubles every year, increase in exponential, which people criticize dimension modeling as a data mart. Those that consider year models a data mart. Which of the following is not a cube operation? In NCSQL ये आंसर है, ये क्यूब ऑपरेशन. बाकी क्यूब ऑपरेशन ये हैं, रोल ऐप, ड्रिल डाउन, स्लाइस एंड डाइस, पिवट. ये क्यूब ऑपरेशन है, विच इज़ नॉट क्यूब ऑपरेशन. NCSQL. If some data structure doesn't conform to documented format, then it is called semantic dirty data. The technique can be used when a column from one table is frequently accessed. Large scale join conjunction adding redundant column. Header size is reduced. Allow more rows per block, vertical splitting, which gives total view of organization data warehouse. Rollup provide access to information via relation data, NCS standard SQL. The main reason is increase in cube size. All of the ये सारे हैं उसके reason. If each cell of relation R contains a single value, no repeating value, then ये सही नहीं है. In the first normal form, ये ऊपर भी इसका जवाब आया था. First normal form इसका आंसर है ये. In extract ELT process, you don't need to purchase extra devices. You already have parallel data warehouse server. Which of the following is not a technique for CDC? Currently, dimension modeling is breaks a table into multiple tables based upon common value horizontal spring. Which of the following is not an example of derived attribute height? The grain of a fact table means the meaning of fact table. Which of the following not an example of derived attribute email address? Which of the following is an example of a data fact number of items sold? If a table is expected to have 6 columns but some of all of the records do not have 6 columns, then it is example of syntactically dirty data. In vertical splitting involves splitting a table by column so the group of columns is placed. Normalization reduces redundancy. Denormalization affects database size and query performance. MDX by Microsoft is example of जो जितने ऑप्शन आए होंगे उनसे कोई भी नहीं होगा. MDX by Microsoft example. The divide and conquer cube operation partitioning approach helps alleviate the scalability limitation of MOLAP. Non-uniform use of abbreviation units and value refers to syntactically dirty data. DOLAP allow download of cube sector to a desktop platform without the need of shared. Node of a bit is stored in memory block traversing bit in O log n. The growth of master files and magnetic tape exploded around 1960. एक तो ये फाइल थी. दूसरी फाइल स्टूडेंट ये है, ये आप देख लें. इसमें भी ये जो क्वेश्चन है, ये फाइल भी पूरी मैंने तैयार की थी इसके साथ पहले वाली फाइल के साथ. इसका क्वेश्चन है, ये सब मिड टर्म के आने वाले क्वेश्चन. द ऑटोमेटेड पर्सपेक्टिव एनालिसिस ऑफरिंग डाटा माइनिंग move beyond the analysis past event provided decision support system, as opposed to the outcome of the classification estimated deal with continuous. The goal of field parallel execution, the smaller the portion of the program must be executed. A dense index fits into memory costly on the I/O disk. The goal of indexing is to look at a few blocks. There are many variants of the traditional nested loop giant index nested loop. Technology that is used to perform these feats in data mining, ये है certainly before the advent of computer data mining. Data mining is an exploratory approach. Data mining evolved as a mechanism to cater the limitation of OLTP. Need to synchronize data upon the update is called data coherency. Taken jointly, the extract program naturally evolving system known as legacy system. ये पिछली फाइल में भी सवाल था. For good decision making, data should be integrated across the aggregation line of business. This gives total view from customer's perspective. Node of a B tree is stored memory while traversing a B involves O log n. This statement is true for denormalization. Reduce redundant data as a performance benefit at query time, performance level at update time. Pre-joining technique is used to avoid runtime join. Cube is a logical entity containing. The goal of star schema design is to simplify physical data model. Grain is the atomic level of data. Transaction facts tables do not have records, do not occur, called non-recording facts. A junk dimension is a collection of random transactions. The junk dimension is simply a structure of provide convenient place. During ETL process, argument suppose the data mass. Which of the following study will be choice of your complexity one-to-one scalar transformation? CDC is one of the challenging techniques in data extraction. Re-engineering group of source data delivering to destination data. Option 1 only. ये तीन दिए हैं cleaning scrubbing. इनमें से data cleansing is vitally important to the overall health of the warehouse. The following objective assumption companies follow a set of principles to develop blah blah. Which of the following statement represents the pervasive functional form? Simple ratio, min, max operation, weighted average. The input to a data warehouse can come from OLTP. This is true. Normalization affect performance. True. Collapsing tables can be done on both one-to-one and many-to-many relationship. Horizontal splitting breaks a table into multiple tables. If W is the window size and N is the data, then the complexity of BSN method OWN. Data warehouse is about collecting data from different heterogeneous sources. OLAB is classical decision support system. The good decision making should be integrated across it. This is give total view of the customer perspective. दोबारा repeat हुआ है. For a relation to be in fourth normal form, it is in third normal form. It does not have multi-valued dependency. Horizontal splitting breaks a table into multiple tables. Common value. Denormalization speeds up data retrieval. The most common use of range partitioning is date. The fact table is a way of visualizing unrolled cube. High granularity, more detail. High granularity, more details. Transaction fact table do not have records, even do not occur. This is called not recording facts. Cube not drilled down. It is a data mart. During ETL process organization, which of the following strategy will be your choice of least complexity one-to-one scalar transformation? इसमें कुछ सवाल जो हैं वो पिछली फाइल से भी हैं, कुछ नए हैं. Full and incremental extraction are the types of logical extraction. Selectivity is low in data DWA data warehouse environment. अभी इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर है सिंपल रेशो में, जो पहले भी आया है वेटेड एवरेज. The input to the data warehouse has come from OLTP transaction but not from a third party. True. Normalization fact performance false. Mole of physically bits cube for direct access multi-dimensional MDD, therefore it is NCSQL not supported, is not. The user of data warehouse are knowledge workers. In the other words, they are the decision makers. If the W is a window size, N is ये दोबारा आया OWN BSN method. A data warehouse may include legacy systems, denormalization, normal speeds of data retrieval, horizontal split relation, multiple table, common column value. Dimension of database typically use proprietary file format. A dense index fits into memory cost only one disk I/O access. All data is an abstraction of something real. Which of the following option is true? Option 1, ये option 1, option 2, abstract data, all data is abstraction of something real. अच्छा, ये है the key idea behind pipeline parallelism is to take a big task and break into subtasks. In non-uniform distribution of data is distributed across the processor is called skew partitioning. The goal of is smaller portion of program that must be executed sequentially, greater the scalability of the computation. If m rows of a table contains blah blah blah, accessing b table is a plus b to m. Logically इसका ये देख लें आंसर. Data mining is an exploratory approach. Data mining involves the mechanism to cater the limitation of old TP system. Clustering is the technique in which existing heterogeneous segments are reshuffled. To measure this quantify and similarity and dissimilarity, different techniques are available. Which of the following available technique? Both Pearson correlation and Euclidean distance. Which for a given dataset, the global view of the unsupervised learning, we use one-way clustering. The DWH database project as showed the development environment similar to the production environment. Data where the key requirement are industry and product experience. Pipeline parallel focuses on not on decreasing subtasks. Focus करता है increasing throughput, not on decreasing subtask execution. Many data warehouse project teams enormous amounts of time searching vain for silver bullet. Focusing on data warehouse delivery only often now end up rebuilding. Pakistan is one of the 5 major cotton growing countries. Data profiling is process involving gathering information. Any relation database allow you to navigate the data in any direction. DSS query do not involve a primary key. True. Dash. The lack of data integration and standardization contributes to an underutilization value. The DTS allow us to connect through any data source and destination that is supported by OLEDV. Data transformation service provides a set of tools that lets you extract, transform, and consolidate. Execution completed successfully. Execution, all the transaction will be committed to the database. If some error occur, execution will be terminated. Find the state where the before the execution of package answer. To judge effectiveness, we perform data profiling, one before transformation, other after transformation. It is observed that every year the amount of data recorded in an organization is doubles. Multi-dimensional database typically use proprietary file format. Pre-computed aggregates can solve performance. A dense index fits into memory cost only one disk I/O. The degree of similarity between two records often measured by numerical value between 0 and 1. The purpose of a house of quality technique is to reduce two types of risk. NUMA stands for non-uniform memory access, which is the least appropriate join operation for a pipeline parallelism. इसका जवाब नहीं लिखा हुआ. अच्छा चलें इसे छोड़ दें. There are many variants of traditional nested loop join if the index built as part of the query plan temporary index nested loop. Data mining derives its name from the similarity between searching for valuable business information mount for a vein of valuable ore. The data mining best way to accumulate data in a disk और वर्ड दो आंसर दिए हैं मैं. अच्छा इसे भी चेक करना पड़ेगा. Kimball is a Kimball's iterative data where development approach decides to develop the business dimensional life cycle. The we must try to find the access tool handled across near user false. For the smooth data implementation must be technology. False. During application specification activity consideration of regulation. This is for true. Investing years in the architecture for getting primary. This is example of इनमें से कोई भी नहीं है इसका जवाब. None of these. अच्छा, the most recent attack in is the ball bomb attack on the cotton crop. ये आगे हैंड आउट के पेज नंबर भी दिए हुए कि कहाँ से इसका आंसर वेरीफाई है. यूजर्स ऑफ डाटा वेयर हाउस आर नॉलेज वर्कर्स, they are decision makers. Horizontal split breaks a table into multiple tables. Execution can be completely successful. In case of successful completion of execution, all the transactions will be committed to the database. It is observed that every year the amount of data recorded in observation doubles. In old DB systems, the contents change with time. The growth of master file magnetic tape exploded mid 1960. Now, naturally evolving occurs when an organization had a relaxed approach. Data warehouse gives a total view of organization. Suppose the amount of data recorded in an organization doubles every year, increase in exponential. Knowledge is an application information data. The single database are both high-performance and analytic process, all the same. True. B-tree is used to index to provide access to record without scanning the entire table. True. Ad hoc access means to run specifically known already. False है ये. To measure quantify similarity, both Pearson correlation, ये पहले भी आया ये इसका आंसर. और developer the key requirement of industry. Pipeline paradigm focuses on not on decreasing subtasks. ये भी पहले आया. Focusing on data warehouse delivery only often end up rebuilding. Pakistan is one of the 5 major cotton growing countries. Pre-computed aggregate can solve performance. The degree of similarity between ये भी पहले आया. Value between 0 and 1. The purpose of the House of Quality technique is to resolve two types survey. ये भी पहले आया है. NUMA stands for non-uniform memory access. Dimension modeling techniques are more prepared for data warehouse. Multi-dimension MDD typically use proprietary file format. Data warehouse online analytic process overlap are essential elements. Analytic processing use multi-level aggregates. The divide and conquer cube operation help elevate the scalability. Data warehouse provides the best support for analysis. overlap carries out the analysis task. Virtual cube is used to query two similar cubes or creating virtual cube. False है ये. Data mining uses statistical algorithm. Every key in the data file is represented in the index. Index is ये dense index है. Index is dense index. A dense is if too big does not fit into memory will be expensive. To identify the degree of transformation requires need to perform data profiling. Companies collect record data blah 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 obtained from external sources. Economic threshold level in an agriculture extension is the pest population beyond. Agriculture expansion in the pest population beyond which of the benefits of spring out with level true. The dash dependence and technology is the only small part in realizing the true business. The goal of indexing is to look a few blocks as possible. An optimized structure which is built primarily for retrieval update secondary consideration is inverted index. If someone told you that had a good model blah blah blah, this is your customer base, apply his model to your customer base where you already knew the answer. The automated prospective analysis of the data mining by retrospective tools. While data mining the best way to accomplish one mining result, the testing against the isolated data confirms the model's validity. People that design and build data warehouse must be capable of working across true. The technique that is used to perform different these feeds in the data mining certainly before the access advent of computer. Now, normal speed of data retriever in horizontal split relation into multiple table common column values. A data warehouse implementation without OLAP tool is possible false. The performance in MOLAP comes out from 0 O1 lookup time for array data sector true. Slice and dice is a changing view false. In a traditional MIS, there is an almost linear sequence of queries. True. Dolabs allow download of cube structure. False. Dolabs allows download of क्यूब स्ट्रक्चर टू डेस्कटॉप प्लेटफॉर्म विदाउट, इसमें ऊपर विद था, विद के साथ फॉल्स है, विदाउट के साथ ट्रू है. स्टार स्कीमा यूज फॉर डाटा डिजाइन इज रिलेशनल मॉडल. ये स्टूडेंट था आज का डाटा इसके मिड टर्म के आपके. तो उम्मीद है आपको इससे तैयारी करें. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.